Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Hannah Olson and I live in Minnesota with my husband and our 3 young children, and I homeschool the 2 oldest kids. Today's video is a little bit more casual. As you can see, I'm sitting on the floor here, and it's because I have a little bit of work to do and I thought I would bring you along with me. I am going to be organizing level 2 of our All About Reading curriculum. So our daughter, Sophie, is in 1st grade this year. She finished up level 1 of AAR, or All About Reading. Loved it. We loved it. We've seen great success and improvement in her reading. And so we are moving on to level 2. We're in a bit of an interim phase here with practicing other reading and writing and language arts skills because I have not yet put together this level 2 binder the way that I wanted to. So I need to make sure I get that done, and I thought I would bring you along with me today. So All About Reading, if you don't know much about it, I have an entire video about level 1 actually on my channel, and I will link that down below. It is a phonics-based reading curriculum, and sometimes it's marketed as being for struggling readers or remedial reading lessons or children with dyslexia, but it is not strictly for all of those needs. It is wonderful for anyone who wants a very systematic and thorough and science-backed phonics route for learning reading. And for me, I'm a former elementary school teacher. I'm educated in this kind of thing. I also like to keep up on what is truly workable, what is science, like the science of reading, saying about how to teach reading. And what I have heard again and again, especially in recent years, is the importance of phonics instruction. You can often memorize a whole swath of sight words, but you can only get so far in knowing sight words or having words memorized. And so you want your child to have the skills to decode words successfully and to sound out any unfamiliar words they come across. Yes, it can feel a little bit like a slog, I guess you could say, to really step-by-step systematically go through all of those needed and necessary phonics skills, but it is so worth it. So that's just a brief background on why I chose All About Reading. I wanted something that was phonics based. It has been wonderful for us and I highly recommend it. It is a bit of an investment, and that is why I am doing the project I'm doing today. Because I love it so much and because it is a bit of an investment, I want to use this with subsequent children. I have used it with my oldest of 3 children, and as of right now, I plan on using these levels with all 3 of my kids because it's that good. But it comes with certain elements that could be considered consumable and could get crumpled up or lost, or pieces that get cut out. And so with level 1, I was very intentional about how I organized it and how I'm keeping all the pieces together, because now it is ready to go with Soren, our second born, and he's in pre-K right now, but before too long I actually plan to start him on level 1 here in All About Reading. And I'm happy to say and happy to know that I have a binder all set, all ready for Soren, without me needing to go out and purchase new curriculum. So this is a tried and true way to organize your All About Reading supplies. Let me start out by showing you what our level 1 binder has looked like. This is a giant binder. I believe it's a 3-inch binder. If not, if I'm wrong, I will link everything down below, like all my materials and supplies down below, so you can find exactly what it is. But it's a big old binder, and this is our level 1. I actually cut, and I'll show you, I cut the cover off of the the learning activity book here, and that's just so I know what is inside. And I will show you what the materials are here that come with level 2, but I just want to show you what our end product is first, what we're shooting for. And what I did inside, it's kind of heavy, is I I have a read aloud record. We didn't actually do this, but I have every single lesson in a heavy duty sheet protector, a plastic pocket basically. And every single lesson, all the pieces have been cut out and prepared so that when it's time to do a certain activity, and most lessons do have a student fun little hands-on activity like this, then I turn directly to that sheet protector, and they're all labeled. All the pages are labeled at the bottom with what lesson number it is. It's very easy to flip through. Plus, if you remember you had to feed the monster yesterday, then you know you'll just go to the next one for the next day. Pretty easy to remember, and your child can help you remember too. And there are also these word sheets or practice sheets. Sometimes they're called warm-up pages, and they come with most, if not all, of the lessons. You can spread these lessons, by the way, to more than one day for sure. And these get tucked in to the sheet protector with that specific lesson as well. So that is the end goal, the end result, whoops, that we are going for. And now I'm gonna show you what comes with level 2. Okay, here's what comes with the level 2 all about reading curriculum. It has this big, it's a pretty big level 2, excuse my nails, I needed to repaint them, but I decided instead to film this video. It comes with a big teacher's manual. Yep, it's called a teacher's manual. They have all the step-by-step lesson plans in here. This is very, very helpful, especially if you do not feel confident in teaching reading. It doesn't matter if you know nothing about teaching reading. They will walk you through step by step, but it's also really easy for you to scan through as a mom, as a teacher, and know exactly what to say, what materials to pull out, and they even have it kind of scripted for you so you know exactly how to teach different skills and you're not just guessing. I've also found I don't need to sit down and read this well in advance and make sure I've, memorized my script and figured out the exact way I want to word things. They make it very easy for you, very doable. So this is what we'll tell you every day. I'll just open it up. For instance, lesson 7 here says, read the Bantam Spy Club. And they will have some review items. I'll show you kind of the materials we pull out for that. Then they also say you're going to teach a couple of these different words. Oh my goodness, I just realized Sophie loves Bantam chickens. She loves chickens, and we're teaching the word Bantam and chicken. She will love that. But anyway, then they also have a part that says a warm-up sheet, and that's that word sheet that I showed you in our level 1 binder there. And then they often have a part that says, if they're not doing an activity, then they'll have you your student will be reading a book, a story out of the reader, and sometimes there's an activity sheet as well. And that's why I sometimes spread out lessons over one day. And they explain this to you at the start of the teacher's manual. You do not need to do one lesson per day because it can get to be a lot, but it is so systematic and sequential and thorough. I love it so much. And so here's an activity sheet. They'll tell you to turn to the activity sheet. And if you have put together this binder, then you will very easily be able to turn to the activity sheet. Okay, and then besides the teacher's manual, which I was just chatting about, they give you this big plastic shrink-wrapped packet. It's called Student Packet. What it has is your phonogram cards, your word cards. They have syllable tags in here now, and they have stickers for a progress chart, which has been very motivating for both of our kids, the kids I'm homeschooling. Soren did the pre-reading level, and that was fantastic for him. He loved the stickers too, and Sophie loved the stickers. So the progress chart is something else that is included in here. I don't know much about the syllable tags so far, but I see they're talking about closed and open syllables, so that will be great. And then you can kind of see on the side here, there is it looks like a book. It basically is a book like this teacher's manual that I showed you, and that's actually what we are going to be cutting apart. So these green cards, these green pages here are actually flashcards that you're going to be putting into the reading review box. And the reading review box, this is ours from level 1, it actually is designed to have enough room for future word cards. This is what Sophie has been working on and what she has mastered in level 1. And they put these foam blocks in it so that you can take out the foam blocks as you add in more word cards for future levels, which is awesome. So you do not, if you have done level 1, you do not need to re-buy this reading review box. They also have the option of getting a letter tiles app. That just means little letters your student moves around. And I opted for the physical tiles, which come with little, you break it apart and it comes with little magnets you can break apart and stick on them, because we have an extra magnetic whiteboard that we just use our letter tiles on. And we don't have a tablet or an iPad, that kind of thing. So that would make it a little tricky for my kids to drag around little letters. Like, I don't even know if it probably would work on my phone, but it would be really little. I don't have the newest iPhone or anything. So I prefer physical tiles when possible. So that is something that I had purchased for level 1, but you would need to purchase this for level 2 if you're jumping right into level 2. Same with this reading box. You would need to make sure you have these 2 things. And then also with level 2 come 2 readers. We have 3 of these blue readers for level 1. Level 2 comes with 2 readers. They call them volume 1 and volume 2. I love their readers. Sophie does too. They have really fun, really cute illustrations. It's kind of like a colored pencil illustration, but they of course they look professionally done. And the stories are, I just love the stories. At least in level 1, I probably should focus here and get this done, but I loved in level 1 how the stories weren't so predictable that your child can just guess the final word at the end of every sentence. Like, Seth loves his dog, Seth loves his cat, and you're just looking at the picture and guessing what the word is. They would kind of throw you off, and it keeps your student on their toes in a good way, and they make sure everything is exactly what your child can do based on what they have been taught. So there shouldn't be many feelings of discouragement with All About Reading if you just take your time through lessons, stretch them out if need be, and keep plugging along. But then what I buy are these, it's just Amazon Basics, heavy duty sheet protectors, a whole pack of them, a big pack of them, because honestly, I don't know how many lessons are in level 2, so I just have this big pack. I use this also for my recipe binder in the kitchen. So I guess to sum up the materials and supplies, the only thing you would need to buy is level 2, making sure you have the necessary letter tiles and the reading review box if you don't have those already. So you'll buy level 2, then buy a giant binder. Oh, it says 3 inches. I don't know why I didn't say that or see that earlier. And these heavy duty sheet protectors. That's not a whole lot of supplies needed to keep this feasible and keep this something you can continue reusing with future students. So we're going to open up this student packet. I've got the syllable tags here, so I'll set those aside. I've got her frog progress stickers that it comes with, which is kind of nice. And let's take a look here. We've got these word cards. These are just those green pages I showed you earlier. What's wonderful is they are already perforated, ready for you to just start tearing apart. But the word cards are what are going to go in your reading review box. You just tuck them right in here. And so they often give you little hints and little bits of instruction about where to put things too. But I'm going to actually set aside the word cards, and then these are the phonogram cards. So you'll see some cards with letters too. I'm actually setting those aside because we're going to take a look at this learning activity book. And that's what you saw I had actually cut off the cover of and put on my level 1 binder. So what I'm actually going to do, it feels almost wrong. I'm going to take my scissors and cut off the front cover of this learning activity book. The reason is because this book is full of all of the activities. See, activity after activity and word pages. And I had to double check by looking closely here. All of these pages are perforated so that you can tear out any of these pages from the student activity book. Okay, here we go. We're going to cut off the front cover. I know, that's not a perfect job, is it? But I'm going to quickly trim this just so it looks a little bit better. There, that's a little better, isn't it? So now we slide this right here. There's our level 2 binder. Okay, now we've got kind of mangled looking front of this activity book. And I'm just going to go through, and this is the time consuming part. Here's an anteater. The time consuming part is just lovingly, carefully tearing out every page and grouping them together. They all say the lesson at the top. I'm sorry again about my nail polish. They all say the lesson at the top. This says lesson 1, feed the anteater. Now this part is also for the anteater activity. Lesson 1, feed the anteater. Same with these ants here. Lesson 1, party monsters go shopping. That's kind of fun. Here's the party monsters. So they go with lesson 1, but then here's the page I was kind of looking for. Aside from those activity pages, you have these word pages. The activity pages I actually will cut out and put them together just in the pocket, and if I can find paper clips, I like to paper clip them together. But these word pages, I just tear out. They don't need to be cut apart at all, and I tuck them right in that same sheet protector with the rest of lesson 1. So this one is called lesson 1 practice sheet, so it will go with the other lesson 1 materials. Now I see lesson 1 practice sheet, that's the back of course. This is lesson 2, it's a dog's life. So we will put all of the lesson 2 materials in the next pocket. So it's not like, so this book here is almost 400 pages. It doesn't mean you need 400 of these sheet protectors. You don't need 400 sheet protectors to go with the 400 pages. You just need to, let's see, look at how many lessons there are. Is it 57? Yep, there are 57 lessons for level 2. And I know that I have at least 57 sheet protectors here. So I'm going to get to work. I forgot to mention, I also like keeping the progress chart in the front of the binder so we can always refer to it, and I'll slip the stickers in there too.
We're going somewhere into the danger zone. It all points.
So this whole process will probably take me 1 to 2 hours. And so this is a great opportunity to sit down and put on a show or listen to a podcast and just get through it all. You will not regret doing all of this work now on the front end of things, as opposed to having to cut out individual ants and things like that on the day of the lesson when you're in the midst of homeschool time. I definitely don't like preparing for a lesson. Even as each week goes on, I just love having it all taken care of well in advance. So it probably will take me a couple hours to do this, but I'm going to settle in and listen to a podcast, I think, and get this done because I know I won't regret it. As you can see, I had someone join me after nap time, right? You can say hi. Hi.
Right to that. I set myself aside, lead the way on this trial. If you don't know the way, we can stop and make a change. I know we walk for days, losing hope, fading love. This night will be okay, waking up to another day.
So that, all of that is lesson 1.
Into the danger zone. It all points right to that. I set myself aside, lead the way on this trial. If you don't know the way.
If I had paper clips, I would be clipping all of these together before I put it in the sheet protector. Challenge words, how fun. So that's all we have for lesson 2.
I know we walk for days, losing hope, fading love. This night will be okay, waking up to another day. Day.
I'm putting all of our new phonogram and word cards behind the tabs that say future lessons. These are easy to tear out. So great. So these have the lesson number on them too, so I like to put them in order. It says the card number actually. So put them in order by card number. There, now they're all in order. So far. I have more to tear out. I'll put them under future cards here. The future cards tab. Okay, same thing with these word cards. They are going to go behind the future lessons tab in the box. So right behind that back tab right here. That's where they'll go. And I can remove these foam blocks if I need more room. Here it is, here's word card number 1. That's it for today's video. I hope it was helpful for you to see how I organize our All About Reading Level 2 curriculum, how I always organize our All About Reading curriculum. This is so that we're not being wasteful and so that I can continue using All About Reading with future children, like with each child as they come up through that level. I do not need to be repurchasing. If you like this kind of video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below, and I'd be so honored if you would stick around my channel. I share all things motherhood, homeschooling, and homemaking, and I try to encourage other moms in all of those areas, and it would mean a lot to me if you hit that subscribe button. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.